Hello, friends, and welcome to your Sunday reset. You have made it through another week, and so now it's time to pause and breathe and reflect and reset. There's no time like the present to just honestly put on your comfiest clothes. There's no more pushing, no rushing, because this is our time to hang out together, to take a rest and recharge our body and our mind as we go into the next week. I don't know if you're celebrating Family Day tomorrow, who knows? It's such a weird holiday. Regardless, today we're slowing it all down because rest is productive too, and anyone who knows me knows that I struggled with rest. So today we're going to be doing a restorative type practice, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with restorative yoga, it has everything to do with the same poses that we do in every other class, but it could be longer holds. Melissa, Erica, Helsbeth, hey. We've got lots of props. So I've got a bolster here, a blanket, a pillow. I have finally managed to secure some blocks. They're actually really good for Flora's lava, and that's why I haven't been able to get them for my yoga practice. So it's okay if you guys don't have these actual things, but I did get my blocks at Dollarama. The bolster I got on Amazon, and the rest I just had kicking around the house. So I invite you to lie down into a comfortable position. We're going to start out doing reclined butterfly. So your feet are going to be together like this. Knees are wide, and this is where the props come in. If you're super comfortable without, that's fine. But if you're a little bit higher up, or your hips are tight, or you just feel like you need to be supported a little bit more, then that's where the props come in. So it could be blocks, it could be pillows, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You can roll up a blanket and put underneath. Perhaps you have a pillow under your head. And all of our other classes, friends, we've been holding our poses for about 3 breaths. But today we're actually going to be holding them for a little bit longer. That's the beauty of restorative. So we're going to be looking at about 10 breaths here. Just rest your left hand over your heart and your right hand on your belly. And I just invite you to breathe deeply on your own time. In through the mouth, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Whatever is most comfortable. Focus on the rising and the falling of your chest, your belly. And just let everything else fall away. And thank yourself for carving this time out. It just goes against everything that we have been taught and everything that we know to do in this crazy ass, busy ass modern society. So good for you for joining me here and doing this together. If you've got props under your knees, take them out and use your hands to actually guide your knees back together. And again, through this entire practice, I invite you to be held and supported, because I think a lot of us are caregivers and we don't often allow ourselves to be supported the way that we also need to be. So we're going to be moving into supported child's pose. A lot of child's pose usually is, again, without props, but we're doing restorative. So if you find child's pose uncomfortable, you don't like putting your head all the way down to the mat, perhaps you use a pillow, put your head down. You can also use a block if you have one under your forehead at whatever height feels best. Or if you do have a bolster, again, I got mine on Amazon, I invite you to put your bolster or just a pillow or a blanket, whatever you do have, underneath your chest and allow yourself to be supported. You can reach your hands all the way out to the top of your mat. And relax. Just breathe into the pose. Take slow, deep belly breaths. Whether your forehead is rested on the mat or on a prop. We're going to hold here for a couple minutes. I know some of you are probably like, oh, what am I going to do for 2 minutes? Can't I just check my messenger? I'm the first to admit I checked my messenger before I came on here. God forbid we become inaccessible for just a few minutes. Filling your belly, your lungs, your chest, and then letting it all go. Perhaps your toes are separated, knees are wide, your toes could come together. And this time, on your next inhale, focus on sending your breath into your back. Focus on your shoulders and your back rising, as if your lungs are so full that you can feel them in your back. And these cues may sound crazy, but it gives us the power to send our breath where we want it to. It's like we become more aware within our own bodies. When you're ready, you're going to slowly walk your way out of Balasana, child's pose. And I'd like for you to find a nearby wall. Move whatever you need to out of the way. And we're going to do legs up the wall. So we're actually going to hold this. The suggested time is about 5 minutes. That's the challenge. I'm not going to hold it quite that long, so if you want to pause the video, if you want, you can do a pillow underneath your lower back for support. I say pillow, blanket, whatever you have. And it's literally as simple as putting your legs up a wall. And it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what it looks like. So do whatever you have to do. Just scoot your bum all the way in, as close to the wall as you can get. Your feet can be together. They can be splayed a little bit further apart. And again, relax and breathe and melt. Hands can be on the chest, hand over heart and belly as we did earlier. Your palms could be face up down at your sides. Breathe deeply. Be right here, right now. And just notice how you're feeling. How do you feel compared to when you first stepped onto your mat? Is there any way or anywhere that you can relax a little bit more? Perhaps you relax your forehead. Relax the little muscles and the fine lines around your eyes. Relax your jaw, softening even more into the pose. Feeling supported by the mat or the ground beneath you. Paying attention to its surface and how it feels on your back. Lengthening your neck. Pulling your shoulders down out of your ears. Give your toes a little wiggle. Your ankles a little rotation. How do you feel? If you want to stay here for a little bit longer, you can pause the video and continue. Otherwise, you can slowly start to bring a bend back into your knees and slowly shimmy or roll over out of your little position that you found on your wall. We're going to be coming back down onto our backs now for a supine twist. And twists are my favorite. Twists are My absolute favorite. Slowly come down. Oh my God, I feel like $1,000,000 after that. It's so simple, friends. So hug your knees in towards your chest. Option to lift your chin up to your knees. Take a nice big squeeze, a nice big inhale. Lower the head back down. Exhale, empty the ribs. Empty the ribs, jeez. Empty the lungs, you silly gooses. All right, arms out into a T. Another big inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to lower your knees over to your right hand side, whether they go all the way to the floor, or again, if you have to prop a pillow, a block, a blanket, whatever you have underneath your knees to just feel comfortable. I invite you to bring your gaze over your opposite shoulder. Relax your shoulders and breathe deeply into your spine. Don't hold your breath. Think of it like a wave. After a few deep breaths, perhaps you could deepen a little bit further into the pose. Twists give us such healthy spines. They also decrease the likelihood of some stupid pole doing something very uncool if you're anywhere older than 29. Now, if you're like me, I even feel this all the way up my left side body. You've got tight hips. You may feel it in places that surprise you, and that's okay. If it's too tight or it's pulling too much after a hold, then bring your props back in. We're only here for a few more breaths before we switch over to the other side. Just melt into your mat, release the tension. Let go of all of the resentment, all of the fear, all of the worry. On your next inhale, bring both of your knees back into your chest. Option to bring your chin up into your knees and relax back down, hands back into a T shape as we exhale and lower the knees to the left side this time. You can keep your hands in the T position, or you can also hold on to the top of your right knee. Your glance can go over the opposite shoulder, or if you're more comfortable just staring up at the sky, that is completely okay. Notice how you might feel on this side compared to the last side. Return to your breath. Try to keep both shoulders planted into the mat. feeling supported and held and restored. Bring your awareness back into your jaw and just notice, have you started to clench it back up again? On your inhales, filling your chest and your ribs and your belly. And on your exhales, just letting it all go. On your next inhale, bring your knees back into your chest. Give them a nice big squeeze and tense up every single muscle in your body. You're going to tense up your feet, your legs, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your head. Give yourself one big final squeeze as you flop yourself out for final resting pose, Shavasana. This is why I love Restorative, because you can now cover yourself up in your beautiful blanket. Feel your body nice and heavy. Letting go of any expectations, any self-criticisms. We're all good at that. Return to your breath. Feel your body melting even more into the mat, like warm sunlight melting everything that it touches. With every inhale, imagine drawing in peace. And with every exhale, let go of anything that you don't need. Stress, overthinking, pressure to perform, pressure to be doing something productive all the time. That's not the vibe here. I'm here to remind you that you are allowed to just be. Breathing in and breathing out. Let the stillness hold you and let rest be enough. My hope for you is that when you leave this mat, you're feeling more restored, more centered, and having found a small connection with your body again, with yourself. So when you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently rolling over into recovery position. When you're ready, ever so slowly, put yourself back up into seated. Bring your hands to heart center. May the light in me honor the light in you. Kudos for showing up for yourself today, my friends. Namaste. Cheers.